Born into a family of witches, Park Seong-ah was a famed heavenly fairy. Her clairvoyant ability allowed her to see all kinds of ghosts and monsters. People continuously sought her for exorcisms, fortune-telling, and divination. One day, Park Seong-ah was helping a man exorcise an evil spirit from his body. Suddenly, a phone ringtone sounded. The next second, Park Seong-ah looked at her wrist. She realized it was her watch alarm. She could no longer care about anything else. She took off her witch robes, revealing her school uniform underneath. She abandoned her client and sprinted to school. Besides being a witch, Park Seong-ah was also an ordinary high school student. Like other students, she worried about being late and punished. Though she hurried, Park Seong-ah still arrived late and decisively climbed the school wall. She almost fell when she lost her grip. Fortunately, Bae Gyeon-woo caught her precisely. Bae Gyeon-woo was ranked second to last in their class. There was a test today. He worried Park Seong-ah, the last-ranked student, might be absent. He waited there eagerly for her. Park Seong-ah decided to study hard during night self-study instead of sleeping. But within minutes, she fell asleep on her desk. A bespectacled boy got up to use the bathroom. He ignored the hallway lights flickering. He also didn't see the several slippery handprints on the wall. When the boy sat on the toilet, water dripped onto his neck. He looked up. A water ghost with disheveled hair and a gaping bloody mouth appeared before him. Frightened, he rushed back to the classroom and told everyone there was a water ghost in the bathroom. Everyone thought he was joking. Park Seong-ah, who was sleeping, also didn't take the matter seriously. Park Seong-ah sat in the shrine as usual, performing divinations for people. The desires in this world are countless. Those without money seek wealth. Those who are single seek a destined match. When desires aren't fulfilled, people become unhappy. Park Seong-ah told every client to cherish what they have in the present. No one knew that she, the witch, envied ordinary common people. Only one more client remained to finish the night's work. Park Seong-ah looked at the client who appeared before her. Her eyes instantly lit up. The boy who entered was entirely her type. However, the next moment, the boy in her sight started walking upside down. A little girl who once performed a divination prophesied that her destined love would appear upside down. Park Seong-ah screamed internally about the unfairness, because anyone who entered walking upside down represented being plagued by misfortune with their fate ending. She didn't want her destined love to be taken by heaven right after appearing. Confirming the boy was her destined person, she abandoned her reserve and grabbed his hand, swearing she would save him. She would remove all misfortune from the boy. She went to her mother for help. Her mother scolded her for taking on someone destined to die. After all, there was a past lesson. It nearly implicated her before. Back then, Park Seong-ah tried to save the restaurant owner who walked in upside down. Not only did she fail to exorcise the vengeful ghost and save the owner's life, Park Seong-ah herself almost got hit by a car. Her mother reminded her, someone entering upside down meant the law of equivalent exchange had activated. The price for forcibly changing fate was losing her own life. Unwilling to give up, Park Seong-ah blurted out. She liked the boy at first sight. The next day, the boy appeared before Park Seong-ah as a transfer student. Park Seong-ah, who was sleeping, got startled awake and stood up directly. Only then did she realize. As a witch, she wore a mask the whole time. The boy hadn't seen her face. Her standing up drew ridicule from the whole class. Everyone mocked her for being boy crazy. Not wanting this, the boy helped her out, saying they had met before. That's why Park Seong-ah was surprised to see him appear. The boy's name was Bae Gyeon-woo. His act of helping Park Seong-ah made her like him even more. On her way home, Park Seong-ah saw the restaurant owner she failed to save, now a ghost, frantically stomping on a billboard. And Bae Gyeon-woo happened to walk right under the billboard. She rushed toward Bae Gyeon-woo. She was nearly hit by the falling billboard. Bae Gyeon-woo pulled her into his arms. Park Seong-ah explained she intended to save someone, but ended up being saved by Bae Gyeon-woo. Park Seong-ah didn't understand why. When facing danger, Bae Gyeon-woo showed no trace of panic. Then it occurred to her. Someone plagued by misfortune must have faced countless dangerous situations. To save Bae Gyeon-woo, She sought out the famous flower fairy master for talismans. She spent a high price to obtain several talismans. Due to traveling back and forth to find the flower fairy master last night, she felt physically drained. She intended to collapse onto Bae Gyeon-woo, but was caught by Bae Gyeon-woo instead. Park Seong-ah woke up in the infirmary after school had ended. She suddenly remembered she forgot to give the talismans to Bae Gyeon-woo. Her original plan was to start a sweet romance using the talismans, then reveal her identity. Since the plan was disrupted, she could only give the talismans to Bae Gyeon-woo, using her witch identity. This time she saw Bae Gyeon-woo entering upside down, completely drenched. She suspected his manner of death might be drowning. She handed the talismans to Bae Gyeon-woo. Before she could explain how to use them, Bae Gyeon-woo suddenly demanded to know the cost. He accused Park Seong-ah of being a fraudulent scammer after money. Even though she wasn't trusted, Park Seong-ah still didn't give up on saving Bae Gyeon-woo. Only 3 weeks remained until Bae Gyeon-woo's death time. Park Seong-ah checked nearby locations where drowning was likely. Bae Gyeon-woo knew Park Seong-ah's identity. He asked her to give a talisman to the bespectacled boy who saw the water ghost. Park Seong-ah analyzed that the bespectacled boy was simply too weak. Most importantly, she wanted to save the talismans for the handsome Bae Gyeon-woo. Right after she spoke, Park Seong-ah saw several wet handprints on the wall. They extended all the way to the boy's bathroom. This time, Park Seong-ah believed the bespectacled boy's story. Perhaps there really was a ghost in the boy's bathroom. While everyone was in class, Park Seong-ah went to inspect the boy's bathroom. As soon as she sat on the toilet, the soaking wet water ghost opened its mouth wide at her. She grabbed the water ghost's head with her talisman-covered hand. She asked the water ghost if it had any unfulfilled wishes. Park Seong-ah promised to perform exorcism rites for it. They also pinky promised it wouldn't scare classmates anymore. Just as Park Seong-ah was about to leave, several boys walked into the bathroom. Park Seong-ah signaled the water ghost to remain silent. At that moment, Bae Gyeon-woo entered. The water ghost heard Bae Gyeon-woo's voice. It swiftly moved out and enveloped his head. Bae Gyeon-woo instantly felt suffocated, gasping as if drowning. To save Bae Gyeon-woo, Park Seong-ah stuck the talisman onto a water pipe. She grabbed the hose and sprayed the water ghost on Bae Gyeon-woo's head. Park Seong-ah sprayed water following the water ghost's position. This continued until the water ghost disappeared. Due to the water fight in the boys' bathroom, Park Seong-ah, Bae Gyeon-woo, and others were punished with 1 week of campus cleaning. Park Seong-ah didn't want Bae Gyeon-woo to misunderstand her as a troublemaker. She lied that she sprayed the hose because there were cockroaches in the bathroom. But Bae Gyeon-woo coldly replied that he disliked her more than cockroaches. After all, cockroaches didn't get him punished. He also demanded they keep their distance. As soon as Bae Gyeon-woo left, Park Seong-ah heard dog barks. She saw delinquent boys punished smoking at the warehouse door. A fire ghost stood inside the warehouse. The fire ghost snapped its fingers, igniting a cigarette butt thrown on the ground. Another snap launched the butt onto cardboard piles, instantly causing flames to flare up. Park Seong-ah rushed over and stomped out the flames. She scolded the fire ghost for daring to start a fire there. The boys, unable to see the ghost, thought she was picking a fight. They confronted her to settle scores. She felt nervous but braced herself and scared the three away. Bae Gyeon-woo, hiding around the corner and hearing everything, murmured to himself, Park Seong-ah really was a quirky girl. That evening, Park Seong-ah lamented that the talismans were used up dealing with the water ghost. Her mother suddenly entered and handed her multiple new talismans. Her mother couldn't stop her from helping Bae Gyeon-woo. She had threatened the flower fairy master with a large knife to draw the talismans. Park Seong-ah gratefully hugged her mother and acted cute. She didn't know the flower fairy master, resentful after being threatened, had tampered with the talismans. Park Seong-ah wanted to slip a talisman into Bae Gyeon-woo's phone case. As she racked her brains, Bae Gyeon-woo pretended to trip, lunging onto Bae Gyeon-woo's desk and taking his phone. Park Seong-ah had just gotten the phone. When Bae Gyeon-woo's grandmother entered the classroom with the homeroom teacher. Wanting Bae Gyeon-woo to settle in faster, The grandmother had specially made pastries for the whole class. She ran out of the classroom, intending to slip the talisman into the case. Bae Gyeon-woo, who followed her out, helped complete the task. Unfortunately, their actions were seen by the grandmother. The grandmother recognized it was Bae Gyeon-woo's phone. Park Seong-ah seized the chance to hand the phone to the grandmother. She was glad her grandson had made friends. But Bae Gyeon-woo denied Park Seong-ah and Bae Gyeon-woo were his friends. Park Seong-ah suddenly announced loudly she wanted to be friends with Bae Gyeon-woo. She also wanted to eat at Bae Gyeon-woo's house. Bae Gyeon-woo accompanied the grandmother out to buy groceries. While Bae Gyeon-woo wasn't paying attention, she hid talismans in various corners. Except for Bae Gyeon-woo's bedroom, Bae Gyeon-woo forbade her from entering his room. Bae Gyeon-woo handed her a cup of water, telling her to sit still. Park Seong-ah touched the warm cup. She marveled that Bae Gyeon-woo was a considerate boy. Hearing this, Bae Gyeon-woo wanted to take the water back. During the struggle, water spilled all over the table. As Park Seong-ah turned, the distance between them closed. As the atmosphere grew warmer, the grandmother returned with groceries. Bae Gyeon-woo quickly stood up. The grandmother prepared a large table of food. Park Seong-ah ate heartily. Bae Gyeon-woo reminded Bae Gyeon-woo to be filial to his grandmother who worked hard to care for him. The grandmother explained defensively that Bae Gyeon-woo's parents were busy working abroad and entrusted him to her care, but they called frequently. Park Seong-ah sensed family issues made Bae Gyeon-woo cold-natured. To comfort him, she revealed she was adopted. Her adoptive mother likes to play with swords and knives, but isn't much of a cook. That's why she loved the grandmother's cooking so much. After dinner, Park Seong-ah realized they were in Bae Gyeon-woo's bedroom. She tried to hide a talisman inside a box on top of a cabinet. She accidentally knocked the box down. Multiple gold medals for archery championships fell out. Only then did the two learn. Bae Gyeon-woo was once an excellent archer. Classmates also learned the secret. Eating the grandmother's pastries, they looked online and found Bae Gyeon-woo had won multiple archery championships. He was a future national athlete, but was expelled from sports school for setting fire to the dorm. After that, a word spread that Bae Gyeon-woo was an arsonist. Classmates called him a pervert. Bae Gyeon-woo didn't know his secret was exposed. Park Seong-ah seized the chance to place a talisman under the mattress, but suddenly got a call from home. Learning guests were waiting for the fairy to appear. She could no longer care about anything else and rushed home. The grandmother ran after her with her bag. She addressed Park Seong-ah as fairy. It turned out the grandmother had recognized Park Seong-ah when she saw her slipping a talisman into Bae Gyeon-woo's phone case. She wanted to thank Park Seong-ah for caring about Bae Gyeon-woo. The next day, the grandmother brought Park Seong-ah's favorite food to the shrine. Park Seong-ah was devouring the meal when Bae Gyeon-woo suddenly burst in. Earlier, the grandmother had taken the food, saying she was visiting a new friend. Bae Gyeon-woo grew suspicious and secretly followed her. Seeing that her so-called friend was the heavenly fairy, he mistakenly thought Park Seong-ah was not only scamming for money but also free meals. He cursed at her, calling her shameless. Park Seong-ah looked dazed, not upset by Bae Gyeon-woo's insults. Instead, she remembered something else. When Bae Gyeon-woo entered, she noticed his upside-down form was engulfed in flames. This meant Bae Gyeon-woo would die by fire. Since the arsonist rumors spread, Bae Gyeon-woo had been isolated at school. The classroom atmosphere suffocated Bae Gyeon-woo. He excused himself to take out the trash and hid in the warehouse. But as soon as he entered, the warehouse door slammed shut on its own. Soon, the classmates saw flames erupting inside. Park Seong-ah pulled out the talisman from Bae Gyeon-woo's phone case to save him. She was shocked to see it read, "CoCo-Drama is a big idiot." CoCo-Drama was her mother's title. Realizing the talisman was fake, she furiously cursed the flower fairy master. Inside the warehouse, Bae Gyeon-woo was surrounded by flames. The familiar scene reminded him of the dorm fire tragedy. The fire ghost exploited his guilt tempting him to give up. At the critical moment, Park Seong-ah smashed open the door. She threw salt at the fire ghost, but the salt's effect was weak. Seconds later, the ghost returned fiercer than before. Just as Park Seong-ah was overpowered, Bae Gyeon-woo shattered a window and sprayed a fire extinguisher. The fire ghost fled in panic. Through the thick smoke, Park Seong-ah reached out and pulled Bae Gyeon-woo to safety. Due to Bae Gyeon-woo's arson record, the homeroom teacher suspected he set the fire intentionally. Park Seong-ah was overwhelmed with worry for him. That night, the grandmother visited and revealed the truth. Bae Gyeon-woo had been plagued by misfortune since childhood. No shaman, domestic or foreign, could help. People always looked at him strangely, calling him a jinx. They forbade their children from associating with him. Some even bet on his life and death. Slowly, Bae Gyeon-woo's spirit was crushed. What destroyed him wasn't misfortune, it was people's words. Park Seong-ah tried to comfort the grandmother but couldn't touch her. She realized the grandmother had long been exhausted from caring for Bae Gyeon-woo. She had passed away without seeing her grandson one last time. Park Seong-ah understood she was speaking to the grandmother's spirit, who had come because she couldn't let go of Bae Gyeon-woo. Hearing the grandmother beg her to hold Bae Gyeon-woo's hand, to not leave him alone, Park Seong-ah tearfully promised that once she decided to care for someone, she would never abandon them. Just as gods don't abandon people, and mothers don't abandon their children. After the grandmother's spirit vanished, Park Seong-ah sprinted to the funeral hall. No matter what, she would stay by Bae Gyeon-woo's side. The grieving Bae Gyeon-woo tried to push her away. She stepped forward and vowed never to leave him alone. Park Seong-ah insisted on staying at Bae Gyeon-woo's grandmother's funeral. The person in charge then informed Bae Gyeon-woo they needed to order funeral meals for at least 30 people. But Bae Gyeon-woo checked his phone. He couldn't find 30 relatives or friends in his contacts. To help Bae Gyeon-woo solve this problem, Park Seong-ah called her mother. Her mother hung up the phone immediately. Park Seong-ah complained that her mother let her down at a critical moment. She didn't know her mother had just taken on a difficult job. An employer had asked her mother to exorcise ghosts from an old house. 3 people had already died mysteriously there. Her mother entered the old house with her senior sister and others. A strange, rotten smell instantly filled the air. Everyone began working to assist her mother in performing the exorcism. Her mother continued until she was exhausted. Yet the evil spirits showed no sign of disturbance. Her senior sister suddenly opened her eyes, even though she was blind. As if guided by something, she quickly dug out a porcelain jar from the ground. Her mother smashed the jar with force. Countless black fumes immediately rose from it. Her mother shouted, "It's Sha!" She ordered everyone to evacuate immediately. To protect everyone, her mother used her body to block the Sha's attack. As a result, she was hurt. After confirming everyone had evacuated safely, her mother wrote the character Fang in blood on the door. She then returned the payment to the employer. She warned the employer not to hire other shamans to exorcise the ghosts, because the Shaneside was thousands of times more powerful than ordinary evil spirits. She promised to find a solution later. As she left, her mother found a bell with a Chinese knot on the ground. At that moment, a beautiful woman wearing Chinese knot earrings appeared on the street. A little boy riding a bicycle greeted her. The woman watched the boy's back. She remarked sadly that his bicycle was still so new. As soon as she finished speaking, the boy got into a traffic accident. Park Seong-ah's mother went to a shop, looking for the owner of the Chinese knot bell. She knew it was an object worn by the shaman, Yeom-hwa. Her senior sister discovered Yeom-hwa had once cut off a lock of her hair, pulled out 10 fingernails, and used her blood to write a secret spell. She then recited the spell to swear allegiance to evil spirits, becoming a shaman serving them. Being able to write this spell meant Yeom-hwa could no longer be considered human. She was a demon in human skin. Park Seong-ah didn't know about her mother's situation. She saw Bae Gyeon-woo's uncle and others suddenly appear at the funeral. The uncle angrily called him a jinx who had no right to stay there. Park Seong-ah shielded Bae Gyeon-woo. She tried to stop the uncle from bullying Bae Gyeon-woo but was shoved hard to the ground. The uncle then grabbed Bae Gyeon-woo. At the critical moment, Pyo-ji-ho arrived. He seized the uncle's hand. Bae Gyeon-woo wondered why Pyo-ji-ho had come. Pyo-ji-ho said Park Seong-ah had notified him. Immediately after speaking, he realized Bae Gyeon-woo didn't know the veiled shaman was Park Seong-ah. So he lied, saying Park Seong-ah was working nearby and happened to see Bae Gyeon-woo. After returning home, Park Seong-ah begged her mother and senior sister to help fight Bae Gyeon-woo's misfortune. She said Bae Gyeon-woo was her first love. She must save him no matter what it took. Her senior sister gave her a demon-subduing guidebook. She told Park Seong-ah to protect what she cherished herself. Park Seong-ah began studying the ancient text in the guidebook. The writing, like heavenly script, made her head spin. The next day, Bae Gyeon-woo didn't come to school. Wanting to accompany him, Park Seong-ah went to his house. She lied, saying she'd left something there last time. After entering the room, she tried to help Bae Gyeon-woo cook. She saw a negative spirit crouching at the kitchen door. This type of spirit specifically clings to people with negative thoughts and harmful intentions. Park Seong-ah guessed Bae Gyeon-woo had thoughts of disappearing from the world. To deal with the negative spirit, she rushed home to find a solution. Her mother opened a page in the demon-subduing guidebook. She explained that to fight the negative spirit, Bae Gyeon-woo must first develop a will to live. Her mother further explained that a talisman is just paper. What makes it different is that it contains the determination to protect someone. By becoming a human-shaped talisman and staying close to that person, misfortune would be warded off. Learning she needed to touch him to transmit warmth, Park Seong-ah suddenly became excited. This was exactly the close contact she wanted. The next day, Park Seong-ah tentatively touched Bae Gyeon-woo's neck with her finger on the bus. She indeed saw the negative spirit step back. After confirming it worked firsthand, she started finding various ways to make physical contact with Bae Gyeon-woo. When Bae Gyeon-woo cleaned the blackboard, she rushed to grab the eraser, then held his hand. Pyo-ji-ho wondered what magic Park Seong-ah was casting on Bae Gyeon-woo. Park Seong-ah explained to Pyo-ji-ho about using the human-shaped talisman to drive away the negative spirit. In Pyo-ji-ho's opinion, she should just tell Bae Gyeon-woo the truth directly. But Park Seong-ah knew Bae Gyeon-woo disliked shamans. For him to accept her help, she must first gain his trust. She absolutely couldn't reveal her identity before then. After school, Park Seong-ah followed Bae Gyeon-woo to his grandmother's memorial tower. Tearfully, she told him. His grandmother was a proud woman. Flowers couldn't make her smile. Only Bae Gyeon-woo's gold medal would. Her words gave Bae Gyeon-woo a reason to live. To make his grandmother proud in the afterlife, he picked up his bow and returned to the archery range. Park Seong-ah watched the negative spirit retreat with every arrow Bae Gyeon-woo shot. At that moment, she felt immense relief. But her joy didn't last. She saw their study group summon a Crown Prince spirit. Crown Prince spirits are among the most troublesome ghosts. They lack human reason and can only be appeased by sending them to the afterlife. To prevent the spirit from attaching to Bae Gyeon-woo, Park Seong-ah learned to draw wish talismans online from the Flower Fairy. Crown Prince spirits only leave when mutual blessings are given, so she must draw the talismans with pure goodwill. The next day, Park Seong-ah placed a wish talisman in a female classmate's desk drawer to calm the spirit. But just after placing it, Bae Gyeon-woo walked in. He called Park Seong-ah to the rooftop, demanding to know why she followed him every day. Park Seong-ah countered by asking Bae Gyeon-woo what he thought about while archery shooting. Bae Gyeon-woo recalled his feelings on the archery range. Before shooting, others whispered he was a cursed freak. After releasing the arrow, everyone marveled at his score. He loved the great feeling of proving rumors wrong with skill. Park Seong-ah stepped forward and gently stroked his head. She sighed that children had adults to protect them, but Bae Gyeon-woo could only protect himself. That's why she wanted to be good to him. Bae Gyeon-woo looked at Park Seong-ah's sweet smiling face. Recalling her repeated approaches, the ice in his heart slowly melted, and he smiled a rare sight. Park Seong-ah was thrilled to see the negative spirit nearby vanish in the sunlight. Excited, she wanted to high-five Bae Gyeon-woo to celebrate. The moment their palms touched, she instinctively held his fingers tight. Bae Gyeon-woo also gripped her hand, turning it into interlaced fingers. After interlacing fingers with Bae Gyeon-woo, Park Seong-ah remained distracted. When a client came for a fortune-telling, she kept asking what it meant when a man and woman interlaced fingers. Bae Gyeon-woo was equally happy. While archery shooting, he recalled the feeling of interlacing fingers with Park Seong-ah. His lips curved up involuntarily. He couldn't focus on shooting. Park Seong-ah's mother was still troubled by the Shane, the eerie old house. She took Park Seong-ah there. They sealed every corner with yellow earth to suppress the evil spirits. As mother and daughter prepared to leave, they unexpectedly saw two thrill-seeking influencers holding cameras. They tried to open the old house door. Her mother immediately warned them the house was dangerous. But the influencers pointed their cameras at them, hoping to use the shaman's identity for online views. Seeing them ignorant and persistent, Park Seong-ah snatched her mother's knife to threaten them. She nearly severed a vital part of an influencer. The influencers fled in terror. Yet after the mother and daughter left, the influencers sneaked back into the house. But then things took a sudden turn. One suddenly froze in place. As the door slammed shut, he turned around, eyes glowing red. He was clearly possessed. His companion screamed in terror. Park Seong-ah was unaware of the influencer's plight. She learned a technique from her mother, using an item with eyes, a nose, and lips as a substitute. Infused with the aura of the human-shaped talisman, the substitute offers protection when the talisman is absent. She pondered how to give it to Bae Gyeon-woo casually. Hearing Bae Gyeon-woo compliment the nice weather, Park Seong-ah said even good weather requires moisturizing, especially his lips. Flustered, she shoved the lip balm into Bae Gyeon-woo's hand. Park Seong-ah saw the crown prince spirit clinging to a female classmate's leg. She knew the wish talisman had worked. The spirit wouldn't attack Bae Gyeon-woo. During lunch, the trio saw school bullies harassing a classmate. Pyo-ji-ho and Bae Gyeon-woo despised their actions. But Park Seong-ah laughed at the dog spirit beside a bully. Spotting the dog spirit, trailing the bully on the field, she couldn't help but whisper, "So cute." Bae Gyeon-woo and Pyo-ji-ho, unable to see spirits, mistook her compliment as praise for the bully. Pyo-ji-ho pulled her aside privately, suspecting she'd fallen for the bully at first sight. She hastily explained she wasn't looking at the bully, but at his dog spirit. Meanwhile, a confused Bae Gyeon-woo went to the restroom and scrutinized the bully. Feeling jealous, Park Seong-ah had starry eyes for him. Elsewhere, the old house landlord found the two influencers unconscious inside. He begged Park Seong-ah's mother for help. She said she couldn't handle it alone. They needed her senior sister to bring stronger aid. For now, they could only try to save the influencers' lives. At the same time, Bae Gyeon-woo encountered Yeom-hwa on his way home. Yeom-hwa called him a jinx. She took the photo from his grandmother's memorial tower and threw it on the ground. While he picked it up, she covered his eyes. She scattered salt on him. Bae Gyeon-woo didn't resist, seeming long accustomed to this. Park Seong-ah was exhausted from the previous night's ritual. While napping, a male classmate who'd seen the influencer videos thought the shamaness resembled Park Seong-ah. He demanded she cover her mouth and mimic the knife-wielding pose from the video. Classmates surrounded Park Seong-ah. She could only mask her panic with a smile. As they pressured her to perform, Bae Gyeon-woo burst in, snatched away the knife handed to her, and angrily demanded why she didn't resist, unless she really was a shamaness. Cornered, Park Seong-ah admitted she was a shamaness. She even imagined pinning him against the wall fiercely, blurting out everything she'd done for him. But the pinning scene existed only in her imagination. In reality, she dared not say a word, terrified her secret would be exposed. Pyo-ji-ho caught up with the angry Bae Gyeon-woo. He explained teaching Park Seong-ah to mask emotions with smiles. At school start, he saw her eating standing up, unable to find a seat. Her face full of embarrassment and uneseso, he taught her to smile. He also told Bae Gyeon-woo he liked Park Seong-ah and would protect her properly. Unaware of Ho's feelings, Park Seong-ah accompanied her mother to purify the old house. Her mind wandered. Her mother was also lost in thought, recalling past purification rituals with Yeom-hwa. Back then, Yeom-hwa's smile used to be pure. Both mother and daughter snapped back to reality only after burning their hands simultaneously. On their way back, Park Seong-ah confided her fear of her shaman identity being exposed. Right after speaking, she saw Bae Gyeon-woo appear behind them. He recognized them as the shamans from the influencer video. He asked Park Seong-ah to remove her mask for a photo. He wanted to use it to prove his friend wasn't a shaman. Park Seong-ah felt joy he cared for her, but worried about being exposed to the boy she liked, and drove him away. Park Seong-ah cried all the way back, feeling she'd lost her gentleness and restraint in front of the boy she liked. Her mother bought her pretty clothes to cheer her up, encouraging her to seek out Bae Gyeon-woo. Learning he was at the park, Park Seong-ah sprinted to see him. Bae Gyeon-woo apologized for his harshness earlier. Park Seong-ah also regretted replying late to his message. They cleared the air, deciding to turn the page on unpleasantness. Suddenly, the park lights went out. Park Seong-ah saw many evil spirits behind Bae Gyeon-woo. Darkness belongs to the underworld. Its yin energy attracts spirits. She grasped his hand, recalling how her mother held her hand like this when they first met. Bae Gyeon-woo opened up, saying he disliked Park Seong-ah's forced smiles. It reminded him of himself. As a child, his grandma asked Yeom-hwa to exorcise him. Yeom-hwa threw coarse salt in his face. He felt humiliated and in pain, but masked his resistance with a smile. To spare his grandma's feelings, seeing Park Seong-ah smile through classmates' malice, he projected his anger onto her. That's why he snapped at her. Heartbroken, Park Seong-ah hugged him, assuring him the bad past was over. No more harm would come, and she'd banish all misfortune. The next day, they biked to school together. Their laughter along the way gave Bae Gyeon-woo unprecedented joy. He decided to officially rejoin the archery team. The coach welcomed him gladly, but by team tradition, he must complete an initiation. Run one lap around the haunted old house within an hour. Meanwhile, Park Seong-ah carried 2 mourning drums to the house per her mother's orders. Unexpectedly, Yeom-hwa was inside. Never having met her, Park Seong-ah mistook her for her mother's assistant. Yeom-hwa played along, tearing off Park Seong-ah's face veil. She demanded joint practice for the morning drum ritual. Holding their drums, they jumped before the house entrance. Park Seong-ah didn't notice. Bae Gyeon-woo had arrived, watching her and Yeom-hwa's every move. After finishing her shaman dance, Park Seong-ah turned and saw Bae Gyeon-woo staring intensely at her. The shock and disappointment in Bae Gyeon-woo's eyes painfully stabbed Park Seong-ah. Seeing him turn to leave, Park Seong-ah quickly chased after him. Bae Gyeon-woo recalled everything since meeting Park Seong-ah. He never imagined the girl who brought him joy and gave him hope was actually the shaman he hated most. Just then, several school bullies spotted him. Provocatively, one kicked him down to the ground. Bae Gyeon-woo lay on the ground as sorrow washed over him. He sobbed about what he had done wrong to deserve this. His reaction scared the bullies away. Yet his vulnerability attracted a group of evil spirits. When Park Seong-ah arrived, she saw him surrounded by evil spirits. She immediately pulled out coarse salt and drove the spirits back. Park Seong-ah's action reminded Bae Gyeon-woo of Yeom-hwa, who repeatedly threw coarse salt at him. He believed Park Seong-ah was just like Yeom-hwa, sympathetic toward his cursed misfortune at first, but ultimately mocking him for it, treating his exorcisms as amusement. Park Seong-ah tearfully explained she never meant to deceive him. She hid her identity, fearing his rejection. She begged for 5 more days as friends. But no matter how Park Seong-ah pleaded, Bae Gyeon-woo insisted it was a lie. While Park Seong-ah grieved over love, her mother, senior sister, and others were exorcising evil at the old house. Her senior sister roared that someone had set up a barrier, intending to turn those inside into evil gods. More terrifyingly, this was an equivalent exchange. The caster had gambled their own life. They pasted talismans around the old house's exterior, then held a ritual to seal the doors and disperse the evil energy. After returning home, the flower fairy god showed a video of Yeom-hwa, asked Park Seong-ah if she'd seen this person at the old house. Park Seong-ah admitted she thought Yeom-hwa was her mother's helper. The flower fairy god explained Yeom-hwa was a notorious shaman who had preemptively cast a spell on the old house. Anyone entering would become sacrifices for evil spirits. Park Seong-ah hadn't expected Yeom-hwa's sinister background. Then she noticed Yeom-hwa saying in the video, "Seeing ghosts isn't a skill or gift, it's a curse." Park Seong-ah went to Bae Gyeon-woo's house to walk to school together, but Bae Gyeon-woo ignored her. Park Seong-ah pulled Bae Gyeon-woo and Pyo Ji-ho aside. She confessed she became a shaman at age 8, never attended elementary or middle school, and hid her identity to live as a normal student. Especially since meeting Bae Gyeon-woo, who hated shamans, she dared not reveal the truth. Park Seong-ah hid her original intention of closely protecting Bae Gyeon-woo for 21 days. Park Seong-ah felt telling Bae Gyeon-woo he would die in 21 days would only frighten him. Only 5 days remained until the 21 days ended. She absolutely had to protect Bae Gyeon-woo. On the way home from school, Park Seong-ah saw Crown Prince Ghost wrapped around a female classmate's leg, still asleep. The next second, a madwoman searching through trash for her baby grabbed the classmate's hair and screamed she was a thief. Park Seong-ah worried their argument would wake Crown Prince Ghost. She rushed over to stop them, but the noise still disturbed Crown Prince Ghost. She had no choice but to use the human-shaped talisman. She ran over and grabbed Bae Gyeon-woo's hand, hoping to repel Crown Prince Ghost. But Crown Prince Ghost just started crying. The crying made everyone dizzy with ringing ears. Park Seong-ah didn't know what went wrong. To understand Crown Prince Ghost's origin, she visited the classmate's house to investigate. She saw a red thread on Crown Prince Ghost's foot connected to a doll. Then she realized the doll was Crown Prince Ghost's true vessel. She offered a high price to buy the doll, but the classmate refused. Seeing Crown Prince Ghost about to cry again, Park Seong-ah quickly left. In the following days, Crown Prince Ghost kept crying. The screams caused headaches and heart palpitations for the whole class. While studying together in the library, Park Seong-ah wanted to test the human-shaped talisman's power again. She carefully appeared behind Bae Gyeon-woo and grabbed his clothes. Bae Gyeon-woo recalled all the times their hands had touched. He turned and pulled Park Seong-ah into his arms. He suspected Park Seong-ah had cast a spell on him, making him embrace her uncontrollably. At that moment, Crown Prince Ghost let out another piercing cry. Bae Gyeon-woo saw a bookshelf falling straight toward them. He swiftly shielded Park Seong-ah with his body. Seeing Bae Gyeon-woo's head bleeding heavily, Park Seong-ah clearly realized the talisman's power had completely vanished. She could no longer protect Bae Gyeon-woo. After taking Bae Gyeon-woo to the hospital, Park Seong-ah told Pyo Ji-ho about the talisman failing. She guessed the spell lost its effect the moment Bae Gyeon-woo discovered her identity and started hating her. Now she must find another way to save Bae Gyeon-woo. Before this, Park Seong-ah asked Pyo Ji-ho to secretly place a talisman on Bae Gyeon-woo, but Pyo Ji-ho accidentally answered a crying girl's call to Bae Gyeon-woo's phone. Bae Gyeon-woo took the phone and encouraged the girl. He also shared that he was very unhappy and had gotten used to good things never happening to him. After hanging up, he explained to Pyo Ji-ho that the girl was his friend who got injured in a fire because of him. He didn't want history to repeat. He urged Pyo Ji-ho and Park Seong-ah not to approach someone like him. Pyo Ji-ho was moved by the sadness on Bae Gyeon-woo's face. To help him escape misfortune, Pyo Ji-ho offered to become Bae Gyeon-woo's human-shaped talisman. Park Seong-ah drew talismanic symbols on Pyo Ji-ho. She instructed him to find an item with facial features as a substitute talisman. Pyo Ji-ho reluctantly parted with his favorite toy. He persistently hugged Bae Gyeon-woo, maximizing physical contact. Bae Gyeon-woo complained about Ho's clinginess but secretly smiled. Meanwhile, a special guest arrived at the shrine. It was the madwoman who searched trash for her baby. A neighbor told Park Seong-ah the woman miscarried after 1 month of pregnancy. She lost her mind afterward, pushing a stroller everywhere. She recently found a doll and claimed it was her baby. After losing the doll, she rummaged through trash. Park Seong-ah instantly recalled the woman attacking the classmate. After confirming the doll's appearance, she rushed to the classmate's house. As a shaman, she told the classmate, a crown prince ghost possessed the doll. This caused her constant headaches, insomnia, and baby cries. She urged the classmate to surrender the doll. The classmate said she bought the second-hand doll, but her mother secretly discarded it, and the madwoman found it. Later, she spotted it on the madwoman's stroller and took it back. She begged Park Seong-ah to send the doll where it truly belongs. Park Seong-ah carried the doll and Crown Prince Ghost while searching for the madwoman. Finally, she saw the madwoman rummaging through a trash bin at Bae Gyeon-woo's doorstep. She returned the doll to the madwoman. Watching her cry with joy while holding the doll, Park Seong-ah envisioned an elegant mother, cradling her baby. At this moment, she finally understood. Crown Prince Ghost stayed because it was seeking its mother. Seeing Crown Prince Ghost wave goodbye from the woman's arms, Park Seong-ah was moved by this pure motherly love. But when she turned around, she saw the lip balm she gave Bae Gyeon-woo discarded in a trash bag. Her feelings were trampled by the person she liked. Park Seong-ah clutched the lip balm and wept bitterly in the heavy rain. Unexpectedly, Bae Gyeon-woo appeared behind her with an umbrella. He took Park Seong-ah home and brewed her hot tea to prevent her from catching a cold. Park Seong-ah accidentally saw photos of Bae Gyeon-woo and his grandmother. Talismanic curses were drawn over all the photos. She instantly recognized them as ghost-repelling curses. Drawing such curses on a living person's face was like spitting on them, wishing them misfortune. Drawing over someone who died within 49 days invited King Yama to curse the deceased. Such a vicious curse would condemn the grandmother to hell. Park Seong-ah knew these photos were Bae Gyeon-woo's only memento. But to break the curse, they must be burned. She demanded to know who drew the curses. She vowed to make them revoke it and hold a ritual. Bae Gyeon-woo sadly replied. The woman who drew them was Yeom-hwa, who danced with Park Seong-ah. He couldn't understand why Park Seong-ah treated him kindly. While being close to Yeom-hwa, he suspected they conspired against him. He knelt and begged Shaman Park Seong-ah to show mercy, to stop toying with him, because his grandmother's photos were precious to him. Park Seong-ah's tears fell one by one. She sorrowfully told Bae Gyeon-woo she first met Yeom-hwa at the old house, and never intended to mock him. Later, Park Seong-ah went to the grandmother's memorial tower. She was shocked to find a vicious Mei Chow curse nailed to the urn. She took the curse home and told her mother Yeom-hwa drew it. Guided by her mother, she exhausted herself holding a ritual. At the same time, Bae Gyeon-woo went to his father's house to find Yeom-hwa. His father treated him like an evil spirit, fearfully backing away. To avoid his bad luck, the father reluctantly let him in to see Yeom-hwa. Bae Gyeon-woo begged Yeom-hwa to remove the curse on his grandmother's photos. Yeom-hwa stuck a talisman on his forehead. She repeatedly called him Death's Door, demanding he take his misfortune away and not affect their family. The next instant, toys in Bae Gyeon-woo's room emitted light to resist Yeom-hwa's talisman. Yeom-hwa hadn't expected Bae Gyeon-woo found backup. To identify who interfered, she lied that something in the room was unsuitable for him. Under the pretense of purification, she entered his bedroom. Seeing Ho's toy causing trouble, she tried to destroy it. Just then, Park Seong-ah arrived and seized the toy. Ho had witnessed Bae Gyeon-woo seeking Yeom-hwa and returning home with her. Worried for Bae Gyeon-woo, he contacted Park Seong-ah. Park Seong-ah demanded Yeom-hwa step outside for a shaman talk, but Yeom-hwa pulled Bae Gyeon-woo behind her. Angered by her manipulation, Park Seong-ah closed her eyes, held her fan, and rang a bell. Light radiated from her as her guardian appeared. Yeom-hwa feared her power and agreed to talk outside. Park Seong-ah exposed Yeom Hwa's planned to burn the photos instead of purifying them. No purification ritual required only a lighter. Immediately, Bae Gyeon-woo rushed out and lit the photos. If burning was inevitable, he'd destroy his treasures himself. Rather than let Hwa's dirty hands touch them, Hwa snatched the lighter. She told Bae Gyeon-woo with feigned pity. She never imagined, among all people, he'd choose the Miwaldong spirit child to turn against her. Park Seong-ah chased after Hwa, demanding why she kept calling Bae Gyeon-woo Death's Door. This term referred to spirits who died recently. Bae Gyeon-woo was clearly a living person. Before Hwa could answer, Park Seong-ah saw cursed black energy invade Hwa's body. Hwa instantly fell to her knees, bleeding heavily. Park Seong-ah's mother had pierced her finger for a blood curse. She risked punishment to counter Hwa's curse. Park Seong-ah realized Hwa no longer served her guardian spirit, but worshipped a specter. Shamans must not serve specters. She commanded Hwa to stop immediately. Hwa showed no remorse. Staggering to the old house, she tore the barrier set by Park Seong-ah's mother. She removed the wooden doll from the door and yelled to the specter inside. Eating one more person would turn it into a dark god. She ripped the talisman off the doll, cut her palm smearing blood on it, then violently chopped off its head and flung it away. She stabbed the headless doll back into the door, praying for the specter to become a god quickly and come to her side. Park Seong-ah didn't know Hwa had descended into madness. She held Bae Gyeon-woo's tailored 21-day protection plan. In 2 days, his misfortune would end completely. He could live like a normal person. Bae Gyeon-woo held the photo Park Seong-ah retrieved from the ashes. He recalled Park Seong-ah's words. She praised him for burning the photos to save his grandmother. He was never weak. Seeing the lip balm on the floor, Bae Gyeon-woo remembered Park Seong-ah's tearful face. He believed he had no reason to hate Park Seong-ah. If anything, Park Seong-ah should hate him. Park Seong-ah watched the basketball game with female classmates. Whenever an evil spirit appeared, she clapped, signaling Pyo-ji-ho to touch Bae Gyeon-woo. Pyo-ji-ho ignored the game, constantly watching Park Seong-ah's actions. Their seamless teamwork repelled evil spirits one after another. The next moment, Park Seong-ah saw a swarm of faceless ghosts surrounding Bae Gyeon-woo. Panicking, she ran home to ask her mother for help. She also reminded Pyo-ji-ho to stay close to Bae Gyeon-woo and maintain as much physical contact as possible. Pyo-ji-ho used homework as an excuse to stay overnight at Bae Gyeon-woo's house. He maintained continuous physical contact with Bae Gyeon-woo. Bae Gyeon-woo recalled Hwa's words. Park Seong-ah was the Miwaldong spirit child. To understand Park Seong-ah's past, he found an online documentary filmed when she served as a spirit child. 8-year-old Park Seong-ah was treated as a money-making tool by her parents. They marketed her as a psychic spirit child to attract customers. Young Park Seong-ah was repeatedly punished by her master for failing to draw talismans. She tearfully told herself, if she helped her parents earn money, they would treat her well. But her parents abandoned her after earning a fortune. Adopted by her current mother, Park Seong-ah actually attended middle school, despite missing elementary. But that period was a painful past she refused to mention. Classmates mocked her as a washed-up spirit child. They bullied her together daily. She never had a single happy day. Learning of Park Seong-ah's suffering, Bae Gyeon-woo felt heartache and sorrow. He regretted that his own words had also hurt her. Meanwhile, Park Seong-ah and her mother, along with Wasinju, fought off a swarm of faceless ghosts outside the old house. They found the doll head Hwa had discarded. Park Seong-ah destroyed the doll head with her blood, breaking Hwa's curse. The next day, Bae Gyeon-woo's gaze followed Park Seong-ah constantly. But Park Seong-ah saw the school bully's puppy ghost barking at her incessantly. It was clearly pleading for help. Realizing the school bully was in danger, she quickly followed the puppy ghost to the old house. The school bully's father had just been released from prison and came to confront his son. Fleeing, the school bully ran into the old house. Park Seong-ah knew the old house was perilous, no one should enter. but the puppy ghost kept begging her. The school bully screamed for help inside. In the emergency, she texted her mother and resolutely entered. Unexpectedly, Bae Gyeon-woo followed her inside, worried for her safety. Park Seong-ah saw Bae Gyeon-woo standing before her like a different person. He spoke in a teasing tone before leaning down and kissing Park Seong-ah.